video, I'm going to show you how to take off the KIARA Sky Jelly tips and also do a full set of dip powder nails. If you guys are interested in how I got my nails like this, then keep on watching, guys. So today I'm going to be taking off my jelly tips. I also might in this video have it as a dip powder as well, just because just taking one nail off is probably not going to take up a lot of time. I might do like removal and then also new set with dip powder. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take a nail clipper and then you're just going to clip pretty much all of the length. So now that the length is pretty much gone, what you're gonna do next is I took my electric file and just got rid of all of that gel polish first, because then it makes it a little bit easier to get off the nail tips as well. So I just switched to this gold bit right here just to get the rest of the gel polish. So this is how you want all of them to look. I'm going to go do the rest and then I will be back and let you know what the next step is. The next thing you do is you take some cotton rounds. I already cut these in half just so they fit perfectly over my nail. And you take some tin foil. I already cut these as well. Basically just enough to kind of fit and cover your nail. And some acetone. So this is from Target. I just got this small bottle. You can get them from Sally's as well, but this is just what I have right now. So what you do is you take the cotton round and you completely coat it in the acetone, and then you just place it on your nail. And then what I do is I kind of put this in the middle and then I just crumple it up. Basically just so it's in there. And I just do that to all of my nails. All right, so now this is what they look like. And basically I just waited, I wanna say like 20 minutes. You can also heat up the acetone too. I've actually done that before. You can just heat it up in the microwave and it also reacts a little bit better. But when I did this hand, I just did it straight from the bottle and it was fine. I'm just gonna go watch TV while these activate and I will be back and I'll show you guys what they look like when I'm done. All right, so it's been about 20-25 minutes. So now I am going to show you guys what's underneath here. So as you can see, a lot of it is off. So I'm just gonna take this cuticle nipper and just kind of scrape that off. You guys can see. And then, as you can see, this whole piece just came off. So that's what I love about this, is I feel like it's very easy to take everything off. Now this is pretty much just like the builder gel, so what I do is I just file it down. And just file it lightly, don't do too rough. And there you go, it's all off. So I'm just gonna, I might just speed this up because it is kind of satisfying to take this whole nail off. So I might leave it for you guys to watch. So these are my nails, obviously with the jelly tips off. I am just going to take a nail clipper and just kind of trim those up a little. And I'm just gonna take a nail filer and just kind of clean up those edges. And I am going to be using nail tips for this set. This is obviously what I ended up doing. So the nail tips that I'm going to be using are the BU Instant Perfection Stiletto Dramatic High Profile Arch in clear. This is what they look like. I got them from Amazon and I'll just link them down below. I have them all sized right here. This is what they look like. I get the stiletto because if you just cut off the tip, it is a perfect stiletto shape. So it basically cuts down all of that filing for you. The nail glue that I'm gonna be using is the Nailene Ultra Quick Nail Glue. And I got this from Amazon as well. I'll also link it down below. And I'm just going to line it up with the one that I already did. All right, so there's that. And then the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be taking my E-file and I'm gonna use this tip right here. And this is basically just going to clean up the cuticle. Next, I'm just gonna take one of these sanding bands and I'm just going to clean up where my natural nail and the tip is because there is a bit of a bump there and I don't want that to show up on the dip powder. Alright, now I'm just going to take a regular hand nail file and just kind of clean up these edges and make the tip a little straighter. So the dip powder brand that I'm going to be using is called Nugenesis. These are the steps that you need as well. I heard that a lot of beauty salons actually use this brand, and I actually found this through Julia and Hunter on YouTube. I am so obsessed with them. I watch them like every day now. But this is actually the color that she got. It's called Desert Sands, and you can just search this on Amazon and it comes right up. I know if you go to their website, they sell a smaller container than this, but I just got this one because this was the only one that was on Amazon. It came in about a week, so it's not like it was Amazon Prime shipping. It didn't come as fast as that, but it was like $23, I want to say, for this huge tub, which I think isn't too bad. And then I got just the 3 steps. I got 2, 3, and 4. 4 is basically like a clear nail polish, so I'm not actually going to be using this. But 3 is the activator that you need to do after you do the dip, of course, so I needed that. And then 2 is the actual glue that you put on and then you use the dip powder. So I needed this, but it's actually a really nice consistency. It's not too thick. And then this is actually from Sally's, the primer. That's why I decided to only get the 3 instead of the 4. There was an option to get the one that has 3 steps, 4 steps, and I think there was even a 5-step. But I just got the 3 steps just because I really only needed these 2. And then this I already had. So this is basically just like a primer and dehydrator. So that's what you use first. The reason why I also really like how big this is because I can fit my full fingernail in there even if I do longer than this. So that's what I love about this. So because I do have some length on these nails, I'm going to first cover where the tip meets my natural nail and then dip that. And then after that, I'm going to kind of build up the middle a little bit. So it's more of like a apex, even though this nail tip already is curved. I'm still going to do that just to kind of strengthen this nail. Brush this off, I am just using this big Morphe brush. It's an M500. It doesn't have to be this one, it can just be whatever brush you guys have. I always wait until all of my nails are done before I brush it off, just because I have brushed them off right after I did it before and it created some of the glue to stick onto the brush. So don't do that, just wait until everything is finished. And then start with the one that you started with. Okay, so then for the next line, I am basically just do right down the middle. And I know everyone online, at least the ones that I've seen, they actually use a clear color down first and then they use the powder. So I've never done that. I don't know why that is like a thing. I mean, maybe to like build up the apex and stuff without the color that you're using, but I don't understand why you would do that, because then it would make the color really sheer to me. And I know some people say to like put it in at like a certain angle, like a 45-degree angle or something, but I just put it in. I don't really know the angle that I'm dipping my nails in. So personally, when I did my other hand, I thought this was so easy. I really like how they turned out too. I really don't know if people realize that dip powder is just finely milled acrylic, and this is actually just like a nail glue that you spread on your nails, and then it basically just makes it adhere to your nails. Some people are like, oh, why is it so thick? And especially with length, you need it to be thick, just so it doesn't break, but I don't think these are that thick, you know? And then especially if you are just doing this on your natural nail, you definitely don't need to build it up like how I am doing it right now. You can pretty much just do probably like 2 to 3 coats of it and you should be good. All right, so now I'm going to put it down where I kind of left off, but I'm going to cover the whole nail. And if nail glue really bothers you, this is very strong. So I've noticed a lot of, at least with this one and then also the one that I got from Sally's in the past, they are very strong scented nail glue. Like this, I mean, you're spreading it on your whole nail too, so it is a lot more than just gluing a nail tip on. If it's very sensitive for you, I would recommend wearing a mask because it does have a lot of fumes coming off of it. To bring it very, very close to the cuticle, but not all the way down. Final coat, I'm going to bring it all the way down to the cuticle, making sure to make it very thin down there, just so it does not overflood. This is what it looks like. What's great about dip powder is you technically don't need an electric drill to file it down. First thing you do before you do anything though is you have to use this activator. This activator is going to harden all of that stuff that you just did, so it's not going to fall apart when you file it down. Everyone usually says to just use 1 coat of this, but just to be sure, I always use 2. So as you can see, it's flat, but it's also very lumpy. And that is just because you dip the nail in. It's not going to be perfect every single time it comes out. So that is why I always like to file it. I know some people just have like a better technique or something and just do it better, but I don't. I'm not a professional. So I do count on the filing to make it smooth. All right, so now I have those 2 coats, and I always kind of just make sure it's hard, because sometimes it feels a little soft at first. And if it feels a little bit soft, I will go in some more with the activator. So now is filing time. So I just am using this, I think it's, it doesn't really say because I can barely read it. I think it's 180, 100 grit, or maybe it's all 180. I don't know. It's kind of more of a tougher grit. Because this is kind of like an acrylic, you do need a stronger file to file down if you do not have an electric file. So just letting you know that you do need it to be a little bit stronger than a regular file. So if you do not have an e-file, you can pretty much stop here. Again, after I file, I always go in with the activator again, just because you did file off some of the top layer that was activated. So I always just making sure, just doing another coat. But because I do have an e-file, I am going to go in with this gold tip, just cleaning up that cuticle area, just so it's a better transition when they grow out. Alright, so again, going back in with that activator, I just like this because I feel like it seals it and makes sure that nothing happens to all of the work that I did. So I'm just going to go in with the Young Nail Stain Resistant Top Coat. This is also, if you wanted to go in with this is when you would do that, but I just like the shine and the anti-stain of this, so I'm just going to do that, and I'm just going to do 1 coat of this and put it in for 60 seconds. Taking some acetone on a cotton round and just wiping that sticky layer off. I'm just gonna put some cuticle oil on. But that is all of them finished with the dip powder. Of course, this is dip powder, so you could just put whatever color on top as well, but I wanted to use this natural color that it came in, so I think it turns out The next video is probably going to be me filling these, just letting you know. I usually try to fill them 1 to 2 times before I do another full set. But if you guys have any questions at all, just put them down below and I'll make sure to answer them, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.